Hello students, in the last class we have studied the preparation of ethers by using Williamson's ether synthesis. Williamson's ether synthesis means alkyl halide reacts with sodium alkoxide, ether is formed. This is alkyl halide, sodium alkoxide, ether is formed. By using Williamson's ether synthesis, we can prepare anisole. Anisole is prepared by treating phenol with sodium hydroxide. First, phenol converted into sodium phenoxide, ONA. This is phenol. Phenol treated with sodium hydroxide forms sodium phenoxide. Sodium phenoxide or sodium phenate also. You can also call sodium phenate. Sodium phenoxide. Formed sodium phenoxide then treated with methyl chloride. That NaCl get removed. NaCl removal takes place. That results in the formation of OCH3. This is called anisole. Anisole, also called methyl phenyl ether. Methyl phenyl ether, generally called as the anisole. This is the preparation of the anisole by using Williamson's ether synthesis. Next, consider the properties of the ethers. In ethers, oxygen, that is, this is the ether, ROR. Out of this oxygen and carbon, R means the carbon atom. Out of this oxygen and or carbon, oxygen is more electronegative. Oxygen is more electronegative than the carbon. Hence, this gets delta minus, carbon gets the delta plus. Indicates that carbon-oxygen bond in ether is polar in nature. Carbon-oxygen bond, carbon delta plus, oxygen delta minus. Due to more electronegative nature of the oxygen than the carbon, carbon-oxygen bond is polar in nature. These dipole, due to that polar nature, they arise as a dipole-dipole interaction between the two ether molecules. They arise as a dipole-dipole interaction. These dipole-dipole interactions are very weak. Dipole-dipole interaction between the ethers is very weak. Due to this weak dipole-dipole interaction, boiling point of the ethers is low. That is, that boiling point of the ether is almost compared to the alkane hydrocarbons, compared to that of the alkanes or hydrocarbons, alkanes of comparable molar mass. The boiling point of the ether is very low and is almost comparable to that the boiling point is almost same as that of the alkanes of comparable molar masses, mainly due to that of the weak dipole-dipole interaction. Due to weak dipole-dipole interaction, the boiling point of the ether is low and is almost same as that of the alkanes of comparable molar masses. But compared to alcohols, boiling point of the ether is low. Ether is low. Why alcohols have high boiling point than the ether means alcohols forms the intermolecular hydrogen bonding. In alcohols, intermolecular hydrogen bonding occurs, while in ethers, intermolecular hydrogen bonding is absent. Between the two ether molecules, there is no hydrogen bonding, only weak dipole-dipole interaction. Due to the absence of intermolecular hydrogen bonding in ethers, they have low boiling point than the alcohols. Alcohols have high boiling point than the ether because alcohol shows the intermolecular hydrogen bonding while ether not shows such intermolecular hydrogen bonding. The ethers, they are sparingly soluble, they are soluble in water. Like alcohols also soluble in water. Like alcohols, ethers also soluble, miscible. Miscible means the soluble. Ethers are soluble in water. Why ethers are soluble in water means because ethers can form hydrogen bond with the water. With the water, they can form the hydrogen bonding. Due to that hydrogen bonding, ethers are miscible in water, soluble in water. This is about the physical properties. Next, you study the chemical properties of the ethers. In the chemical properties, first you consider the reactions, two types of reactions. First one is reactions due to cleavage of carbon oxygen bond. Reactions due to cleavage of the carbon oxygen bond. This is very important in the point of competitive exam. In the point of competitive exam, these reactions due to cleavage of CO bond is very important. In that one, we have considered reactions with hydrogen iodide. Reaction with hydrogen iodide. Reaction with hydrogen iodide, HI. When ethers reacts with HI, there are two cases. One is cold and concentrated HI. Another one is hot and concentrated HI. You consider cold and concentrated HI. When ether reacts with cold and concentrated HI, this is the bond cleavage. Here CO bond cleavage takes place. To this part H get added, to this part I get added. Results in the formation of ROH and RI. ROH means alcohol, RI means the alkyl iodide. Alkyl iodide. This is ether. Ether reacts with cold and concentrated HI, alcohol and alkyl iodide is formed. For example, you take C2H5, OC2H5. This is diethyl ether. Diethyl ether reacts with cold and concentrated HI. Can you expect the products formed in this reaction? That is, here bond cleavage takes place on either side. This is a symmetrical ether, no problem. If you take unsymmetrical ether, then you have to apply the conditions only. In the symmetrical ether, you can break the bond either this CO or this CO. Any CO bond cleavage takes place in case of the symmetrical ethers. To this part you add H, to this part I, then the product is C2H5OH and C2H5I. C2H5OH means ethanol, that is ethyl alcohol. This is an iodoethane, that is ethyl iodide. In case of unsymmetrical ethers, for example, you take CH3O C2H5. Symmetrical ether, this is the symmetrical ether. Symmetrical ether means two R groups are same, then it is symmetrical or simple. If two R groups are different, then it is called unsymmetrical ether. If unsymmetrical ether reacts with cold and concentrated HI, then you have to consider that this iodide iodine atom added to the smaller alkyl group. Always you have to add iodine to the smaller alkyl group. This is the condition. This is important for the competitive point of view. If they are given the unsymmetrical ether, mentioned that an aroma cold and concentrated HI, the product formed is. At that time, you have to remember that iodine is added to the smaller alkyl group. Here bond cleavage takes place not at the OC2H5. Then the product is CH3I methyl iodide plus ethyl alcohol. If you write ethyl iodide, this is wrong. Only that forms methyl iodide and ethyl alcohol. Methyl iodide and ethyl alcohol. This is the one case. If unsymmetrical, if ether treated with cold and concentrated HI, iodine is added to the smaller alkyl group. Similarly, if unsymmetrical ether containing tertiary alkyl group, you take, this is the compound CH3O CH3 or C2H5. That is methyl tertiary butyl ether or tertiary butyl methyl ether when treated with cold and concentrated HI. If an unsymmetrical ether contains tertiary butyl group, then iodine is added to the tertiary butyl group. Iodine should be added only to the tertiary butyl group. That means here bond cleavage takes place not at the OCH3. If an unsymmetrical ether contains tertiary alkyl group, the iodine always added only to the tertiary part. Then the product formed is, this is CH3, iodine get added, forms CH3OH. That is tertiary butyl iodide, tertiary butyl iodide and methyl alcohol. This is most important. I think in 19 CET they asked this question, the product formed by the cleavage of this HI. At that time you have to write only tertiary butyl iodide. Then similarly, one more, if unsymmetrical ether containing benzene ring, you take anisole. For that one you take anisole. Anisole formula is OCH3. This is anisole. Unsymmetrical ether containing benzene ring when treated with cold and concentrated HI. Always iodine added to the alkyl group, not to the benzene ring. In this case, iodine added to alkyl group, not to the benzene ring. Based on that one, the cleavage takes place is here. OCH3 cleavage takes place. To this part H get added, to this part iodine get added, results in the formation of the product. Can you guess the product formed? This is OH and another one is CH3I. What is the name of this product? The name of the product is phenol, and this one is methyl iodide. Instead of anisole, penitol means C2H5. If phenol is used, again that iodine added to C2H5 group, not to the benzene ring. Then you get ethyl iodide. This is the reaction of HI with anisole. You have to remember that iodine only added to the alkyl group but not to the benzene ring. Then that results in the formation of the phenol. The order of reactivity of alkyl halides is HI more reactive than HBr, more reactive than the HCl. This is the order of reactivity. Then, if ether treated with hot and concentrated HI, you take hot and concentrated HI. Then, this is the cleavage, one CO, another CO cleavage also takes place. Then to this part I get added, to this part I get added. Here 2 moles of HI is consumed. Then this is H, this is H. That results in the formation of 2Ri plus H2O. Only alkyl iodide. With hot and concentrated HI, only alkyl iodide is formed, but not the alcohol. While with cold and concentrated HI, you get both alkyl iodide as well as the alcohol. And in the NCERT book, they are given the mechanisms for these reactions. But in our board exam, they will not ask the mechanism. Hence, I am not explaining the mechanism. Just only I briefly explained the reaction, not the mechanism. In the next class, you can study about the electrophilic substitution reactions of anisole. Directly anisole, electrophilic substitution reactions of anisole.